Accountability in the context of public administration is the responsibility of public officials to serve the people with equality and just treatment in mind. The first mechanism to promote public accountability in Malaysia is to create performance management system. Since accountability requires openness and transparency, performance management system helps to evaluate actions and improve service delivery. Secondly is to exercise performance audit or management audit. This mechanism was first introduced by the Auditor General to ensure effectiveness of public sector in pursuing departmental objectives. A good example would be the Accountability Index, which was first introduced in 2007. In efforts to promote public accountability in Malaysia, the star rating system was also first introduced in 2008 by the Ministry of Housing to ensure better service delivery by the local authorities. Lastly is to create more public sector reform programs, such as the Government Transformation Program.
Education is Principles of Islamic Management for Malaysian Public Management Services. To begin with Shura, it is meeting that will allow someone to present diverse view regarding a certain problems to be discussed in order to find the most correct and accurate view as the best solutions. In the Malaysian context, the concept of Shura, which is a discussion between the government and the people, can be seen through the Dewan Rakyat, which is parliament. In addition, is freedom. It is highly emphasized in the administration or management of Islam as stated in the Al-Quran. In Malaysian context, there are laws in Malaysia that allow everyone has the right to freedom for themselves, such as freedom of religion. Furthermore, equality in Islam is wherever everyone must have be treated equally without any discrimination. This is because Islam cares about the importance of equality in administration and management so that an organization can be operating in an effective ways. And lastly, it is the delegation of authority. To delegate the certain authority to someone who can be trusted to carry out the responsibility or part of someone else's job. The sense of accountability on performing the task that being delegated to someone must be honesty and has been emphasized in Islamic management.
Gulick created the well-known acronym POSCOP in 1937 to summarize the main responsibilities of a public manager. P is denoted from the letter P, which is planning. It is the process of determining in general terms what has to be done and how to execute it in order to achieve the enterprise goal. Planning consists of making decisions, establishing goals, adopting policies, create and promote programs, establishing precise procedures, and establishing regulation and daily programs. Organizing refers to letter O, which means the division of labor through the coordinated of assigned tasks, the establishment of clear objectives, and above all, the hierarchical structure of authority. Next, the letter S devotes from staffing. To accomplish a organizational goal, public sector manager need to provide placement and training. According to Gulick, the objective should determine the kind of workers an organization needs. Next, the letter D stands for directing. Public sector manager provides direction to the employers by making decisions, give orders, and leads. Because sometimes the subordinate employees need to instructed by the upper level of chief executive to function properly. Lastly, the letter R stands for reporting. According to Fayol, reporting is a component of control and accountability that fosters employee responsibility, manager confidence, and the availability of information for informal decision. Decentralization of management are important to improve service in delivery by the public sector and to improve the quality of life of the citizens. Significant improvement in service delivery can result from even minor adjustment to the degree of decentralization. For instance, the adoption of school-based information, even in soft form, appears to have improved academic results in the Philippines. Decentralization, on the other hand, increased management and openness within the public organization. Transparency ensures that everyone has the right and freedom to access information about how the government runs the manufacturing process policy, implementation, and results. Decentralized management may be better for public organizations like schools in Malaysia. During the 1997 Asian financial crisis, the government has mandated a consolidation into 10 major banks to increase prudential control and make management easier.
Today I will present the differences between public management and public governance. Public management and public governance sometimes lead to confusion because public governance and public management are closely related but do not mean the same thing. According to the scholar Max Weber, Provide the differences between public governance and public management. Public governance is a process of administering and implementing policies, while public management is a continuous process that involves implementing, monitoring, and controlling to achieve expected results. Management involves taking action and responsibility, assessment, and recommend possible solutions. Management is defined as an act of managing people and the work for achieving a common goal by using the organization resources. It creates an environment under which is the manager and his subordinate can work together for the attainment of group objective. It is a group of people who use their skill and talent in running the complex system of organization, planning, organizing, leading, motivating, controlling, coordination, and decision-making are the major activities performed by the management, which is a result-oriented activity which focuses on achieving the desired output. The differences between the management and the governance are that governance lays down the fundamental framework of an organization, within which is the management of the organization function. Management is a systematic way of managing people and things within the organization, while governance is defined as an act of administering the whole organization by groups of people. Management is an activity business and functional level, where governance is a high-level activity. While management focuses on policy implementation, policy formulation is performed by the governance. Functions of governance include legislation and determination. Conversely, functions of management are executive and governing. Public governance takes all the important decisions of the organization, while management makes decisions under the boundaries set by the governance. A group of persons who are employees of the organization is collectively known as management. On the other hand, governance represents the owner of the organization. Management can be seen in a profit-making organization like business enterprises. Conversely, the administration or governance is found in government and military offices, hospitals, religious organizations, and all non-profit-making enterprise. Management is all about plan and action, but the governance is concerned with the framing policies and setting objectives.
The question is to examine the effectiveness of initiatives taken by Malaysian government to improve public services, quality and efficiency. Firstly is through the efforts of increasing the use of technology. Technology are often effective in the public service sector and its quality in delivering and accelerating the nation's productivity. For instance, in Malaysia, the technology modernization through the Digital Economy Development Plan, My Digital, is one of the main drivers of the economy to improve public service. In addition, the implementation of the National Integrity Plan (NIP) towards public services. This is because public services has been given importance, understanding, and commitment to the integrity as one of the directions and guidance for various sectors. Furthermore, the customer charter is one of the most effective ways to be efficiently maintain the quality of public services. Customer charter is to explain to the customer the types of services that will be provided by the relevant departments, and it is also able to pay attention to the customers. Lastly is through the Total Quality Management (TQM) system. TQM of Malaysian government has outlined several important management principles and a need to be put into practice by all departments so that the quality movement in the department as a public service provider will continue to grow and run continuously.
The first feature of public management is decentralization, or otherwise known as distributed authority, where responsibilities are delegated away from the central power in order to ensure transparency and adherence to rules in public management. Secondly, transparency itself. Transparency is used as a tool to ensure and measure whether the decisions in public management is just and impartial. Essentially, they help to hold those in power accountable for their actions. Thirdly, public interest is priority. Whatever is in demand by the public should be of importance to the government sectors and organizations in order to provide common good for the people. Lastly, managerial autonomy. Managerial autonomy basically refers to the ability to make decisions to promote effective public organizations.
The first advantages of using KPI to measure the performance of public sector is to improve the employee engagement and morale. Setting KPIs for individuals can drastically boost morale, create accountability, and improve overall performance. It can be encouraging for employees to have a goal to work towards and know what they have to meet their goals at the end of the month or year. In some organizations, KPIs are often linked to incentives, such as monthly bonuses being given to those who secure the most sales or bring in the most revenue. Other example could be team lunches, day offs, or non-monetary incentive like gift cards or vouchers. Having this incentive can empower and encourage employees to hit their goals and is a great way to develop a culture that celebrates and encourages success. Secondly, one of the main reasons for having KPIs is to measure performance. A good KPI should be measurable and trackable, so whether it's a specific marketing campaign, new business initiative, or sales strategy. Reporting on KPIs will allow you to measure how close you are to achieving the overall target. Being able to see areas where things aren't going to plan helps team leads make decisions on the strategy they need to improve on. Thirdly, it helps to set goals and plan. To reach your overall business objective, you need to set a target and aims toward that. It can often be difficult to keep all team members or departments within the business aligned and working toward a shared goal. Once the overall objective has been set, KPIs will help to break it down into more manageable and achievable chunks and allow you to plan your strategy on how you will get there. However, once KPIs have been set, it doesn't mean they cannot change. If your report highlights that the KPIs is never being met, then it might be necessary to review and adjust your goal. Lastly, KPI also help to make decisions. KPI are critical key quantifiable indicators of progress towards an intended result. KPIs provide a focus for strategic and operational improvement, create an analytical basis for decision making, and help focus attention on what matters most. KPIs reduce uncertainty. They focus attention on a small, manageable number of key indicators. This is useful to inform decision making and ultimately to improve performance.